Comparison. In this comparison, you will learn about the comparison between the chemical interesterification and enzymatic interesterification. As you have studied that the chemical interesterification occurs in the presence of catalysts such as sodium methoxide, while the enzymatic interesterification occurs in the presence of enzymes such as immobilized lipase. So besides these differences, the chemical interesterification and enzymatic interesterification has following differences. Number one is chemical interesterification process requires low processing cost. So what is processing cost? The processing cost is the cost in which the products are manufactured in the large quantities, but the products are sold in the small quantities. And the process of chemical interesterification occurs in the batch reactors. You can see the picture of batch reactor in this slide. So batch reactor consists of a closed system in which the no continuous flow of the reactants entering the system or the products leaving the system while the reaction takes place. So during the reaction, continuous flow of the reactants that is entering the system and the products that are leaving the system takes place. So this process is not continuous. In the batch reactor, the reaction mixture can react for a long time in order to reach the high conversions. So this process requires long time. While the enzymatic interesterification requires higher processing cost and it occurs in continuous plug flow reactor and it occurs in the presence of lipase. You can see a picture of continuous plug flow reactor in this slide. This process consists of continuous flow of the reaction mixture. In this process, the continuous reactors or the flow reactors carry the materials as a flowing stream. Like reactants are continuously fed into the reactor and emerge as a continuous stream of product. So a continuous process takes place in this process. The reactants are added into the reaction mixture and emerge as continuous stream of product. Number 2, chemical interesterification process requires high processing loss. So the processing loss of chemical interesterification is high, while the enzymatic interesterification process requires minimum processing loss. So the difference is that the chemical interesterification requires high processing loss, while the minimum processing loss occurs in the enzymatic interesterification. In the chemical interesterification, low oxidative stability takes place. For example, the tocopherol loss or the vitamin E. While in the enzymatic interesterification process, no change in oxidative stability takes place. So, there is a small oxidative stability which occurs in the chemical interesterification, while the enzymatic interesterification there is no change in the oxidative stability takes place. The chemical interesterification requires high level of reaction byproducts, for example glycerols. So in this chemical interesterification process, the byproducts occur, for example the glycerols. The glycerol is obtained as a byproduct in the chemical interesterification. While in the enzymatic interesterification process, low levels of reaction byproducts occur. So, there are small number of byproducts produced in the enzymatic interesterification. While in the chemical interesterification, there are a large number of byproducts produced. In chemical interesterification, the flavor reversion problem occurs, like the flavor of oil and fats is changed, and it is changed due to rancidity, exposure of fat to ultraviolet or visible light, and by the process of heating or by heating. In flavor reversion, there is a spontaneous change take place in the edible fat, while in the enzymatic interesterification process, there is no flavor reversion problem occur. So the oil and fats maintain their flavor and odor, and there is no change in flavor occur in enzymatic interesterification. Chemical interesterification process requires highly producible processes, and it requires the processes which are easily controlled. These processes are highly reproducible and easily controlled. It is easy to control the chemical interesterification, while the enzymatic interesterification processes are more complex and they are difficult to control. The enzymatic interesterification processes are more complex and these consist of more complex operations and they are difficult to handle and control. How the chemical interesterification and the enzymatic interesterification processes take place. As you have studied that the chemical interesterification process takes place in a batch reactor. You can see a picture of batch reactor in this slide. So, typically a batch reactor consists of a reaction vessel that is fitted with the agitator, heating or cooling coils, nitrogen separator, and vacuum pump. So in batch process, the raw lipid is heated at 120 degrees centigrade to 150 degrees centigrade under vacuum in the reaction vessel. You can see a vacuum pump on the top of the batch reactor. So here the raw lipid is heated at about 120 degrees centigrade to 150 degrees centigrade of temperature under vacuum in the reaction vessel. And after heating the material in the reaction vessel and providing a vacuum to it, it removes any trace of moisture. So by heating or providing a vacuum to the material, the moisture is removed. So when the moisture is removed, we proceed towards the next process. But first you know that the moisture and the peroxide deactivate the catalyst. So following the drying step. So after this process, we move toward the drying step. Here the mixture is cooled and it is cooled about 70 to 100 degrees centigrade of temperature. After cooling of the sample, the kettle is tucked into the reaction vessel and disperses to form a white slurry. You can see on the right side of the batch reactor there is a catalyst slurry is present. So here the kettle is tucked into the reaction vessel and dispersed to form a white slurry. So here a white slurry is produced. The reaction is allowed to proceed for 30 to 60 minutes. So here the reaction takes place at about 30 to 60 minutes. When the completion has been confirmed by measuring melting point and solid or fat content, the kettle is neutralized. The catalyst is neutralized in the reaction vessel. After neutralization process, the processing loss can be minimized by using the little catalyst as possible. So, the processing cost can be minimized by using a small amount of catalyst. Our mixture is neutralized with phosphoric acid or carbon dioxide prior to the addition of water. So, neutralization takes place with the presence of phosphoric acid or carbon dioxide prior to the addition of water. After filtration and soap removal, the neutralized catalyst and other impurities from the interesterified dial is ready to be bleached and deodorized. So after neutralization, the filtration takes place. And then it goes towards the bleaching section. Here our oil is bleached and then it goes towards the deodorization section. You can see in the batch structure there is a refining of mixture take place, and after refining the pre-bleaching and deodorization of the mixture take place. So here the chemical esterification process is completed. Enzymatic interesterification. So how the enzymatic interesterification process occurs? As you know that the enzymatic interesterification process occurs in a continuous plug flow reactor. Here a continuous flow of the mixture take place. As you can see in this picture, on the right side of the slide, the substrate are added in the hydration column, and hydration may be necessary for catalytic function and for the diffusion of substrate and the product. After the hydration column, our mixture is passed through the enzymatic column. Here some enzymatic treatment is provided to the mixture, and this method consists of lipid feedstocks, and these lipid feedstocks are provided with the pre-treatment processing gate. Here a continuous flow takes place, and this consists of enzyme containing fixed bed reactors that are connected with one another. So a constant flow rate takes place. The pre-treatment processing gate comprises of a silica that have an average pore size greater than 150 angstrom and contains less than 10% volatiles. The processing gate can be placed in one or more of the fixed bed reactors disposed above the enzymes in the reactors, or it can be in a pre-treatment systems which can comprise one or more reactors. So in this way, the silica can be the commercial product.